Hey there, Big Cash crew. Eddie P back with you here once again. Sorry I missed you earlier in the week. Many thanks to Richie for covering for me on Tuesday, but I am back. Happy Thursday to all our Australian watchers and listeners. Happy Australia Day for tomorrow. And for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, just try not to freeze to death. It's still pretty damn cold in the US and most of Europe. That being said, we've got a really exciting show for you guys today. We're going to have a look at good old Ethereum, take a look at Ripple, check in on Bitcoin. But most special today is we're going to take a look at an altcoin called Aelf, which is making huge moves in the market at the moment and has some pretty serious upside potential, just as a crypto to do with its blockchain and all the things that it can do. So let's get stuck into the show and have a look at all these exciting currencies. Cool. So we'll kick off today with Ethereum. Excellent. So with Ethereum, guys, one thing just to point out, because this is really important, just as a point of process, it's important you guys follow us across all platforms. Now, Richie put out this information on Twitter only a day ago about this little consolidation period here where you have the reverse hammer and the two dojis, and that there's probably going to be a reversal, and then you see what's happened. We've had a huge swing to the upside. We've encountered the long-term trend, and now it's moving like a little bit bearish. But yeah, it's important to follow us across all platforms because if we post something there, or we're having a lot of discussions over on the Facebook right now, it's important you guys stay in the loop about what's happening in the market so you don't miss out on any good information. That being said, let's take a further look at the currency. So if we have a look at the daily chart, you can see here that obviously we went on this great bull run, and then we've had a bit of a bearish move, but you can see here that the bulls are kicking back in. So you had a bit of a railroad here, and then we can see some pretty serious bull action. Now, if we go down to the 1 hour, to take sort of a closer peek under the hood, we bounced off this management zone right here. We've hit long-term resistance, and now it looks like the bears have kicked back in. So we'll probably see another return. It's almost a railroad there in our trend line. We'll probably see a move a bit further down. I mean, it could go as low as this management zone before we see any push to the upside. But yeah, it's starting to get pretty exciting again. You can see here that we've had two bounces off this shorter term trend, and we're basically looking for Ethereum to start climbing on up. Sorry, just move these lines, get a bit distracting. Back to look for some more glory days and try and find that next higher high. Excellent. So next up, we're going to take a look at Ripple. So with Ripple, guys and gals, you probably haven't seen too much about it online because it's not really exciting anyone anymore. So it's not really the all-star that it was seen to be some weeks ago, at least on some of the mainstream press outlets. So we can see here this is the daily chart obviously at the bottom. We've had a bit of a push to the downside starting on the 4th of this month with this large reverse hammer, and then it's just pushing. You can see here that the bulls are fighting, and we're getting more and more sort of decelerating candles. So we got a couple of dojis here, and here. If we go down to the 1 hour chart, we get a sort of a similar picture. Sorry, let me just open that guy right up. There we go. Similar picture. We can see that there's sort of some consolidation happening here, but there's no clear buy or even sell signal at this stage. It's sort of just middling across the market, and it's kind of on a path to nowhere right now. So we sort of want to hang back on this one. It has been a pretty significant drop from its high that was well over $3. But that being said, it doesn't mean this thing's not going to go back up. There are too many folks that care about this one too much. So let's wait for another breakout pattern, and then we'll see where we end up. Next up, we've got good old Bitcoin. Baby, don't you. I find Bitcoin to be one of the most interesting things to read about anywhere ever. I'm not just talking about in the world of finance, let alone crypto. It's amazing. In one morning, you can read an article that says it's going to go to $1 million a coin, and then 10 minutes later, you read an article that says it's dead. It's going to go to 50 US cents a coin. Anyway, just a little food for thought. With Bitcoin, though, I mean, we're in still a bit of a bear move at the moment, but it's still acting very much like a currency. So if you look at the daily, it's just doing what normal currencies do. We have a lower low, lower high, and then more of the same. A bit of consolidation here after we pass this management zone, and now we have a little bit of a push from the bears trying to go back up to the upside. If we jet over to the 60-minute chart. Yeah, once again, consolidation. The exciting thing here is it looks like we're forming a bit of a symmetrical triangle, which is pretty great because then we know at least like a breakout pattern should be happening. Should that happen, we want to look for, hopefully, some bullish evidence and see this go on another bull run. But yeah, the way it's been acting, guys and gals, it's going to be, even if it does go another bull run, it might take a little while to sort of break through these tiers. There we go. Yeah, and that is TEIR, not tears is in what comes out of your face when you don't get a good gift at Christmas. So yeah, it might take a little while to push back up, but we're going to have to wait on it. Let's see what happens once it breaks out of this sort of consolidating, this symmetrical triangle and goes under push. Excellent. So pressing on the all-exciting altcoin for today's show, let's have a look at Aelf. Now, I hope I'm pronouncing it right because it is A-E-L-F, but I think it's Elf or Alf. Yeah, I've heard it pronounced a couple of different ways. Just a couple of points about Alf, guys. With this, I mean, today it moved just shy of 43% as I'm recording this video, which is a huge market swing for any currency. It's sitting at about $2.14 US. Just a little bit about the actual currency itself. Basically, the creators of this currency see themselves as sort of Gen 3. Bitcoin being Gen 1, Ethereum being Gen 2, and then this being the almighty Gen 3. Why am I excited about this chain? Well, the first reason, which really caught my eye, is, and this does make it sort of a Gen 3 sort of blockchain of the future type thing. It's a bit more customizable. So the whole idea for this altcoin is that it can be tailored for individual businesses. So let's say, for instance, that you have something to do with finance, or let's say, for instance, you had something to do with the law, where you had a lot of bulky, clunky, large files, but you needed maximum security. Well, what they can do is they can develop basically like a side chain, which will look after that one avenue while the main blockchain runs through. Let's say, on the other hand, you had something that needed some sort of rapid fire, something to be done very quickly with not as much security. Well, if that's the case, you can have a side chain for that as well. So that's pretty exciting because it cuts down on the traffic on the actual blockchain, which will make it an inherently faster and more efficient technology. The other thing I find really exciting is through this blockchain, you can actually communicate to the Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains, which is pretty exciting because those currencies are not going away. I think Ethereum is fantastic, and I think it's still one of the currencies for the future, but some folks are looking at Bitcoin like it's a bit of an oldie, but with Aelf, you can still message between the two coins. I do like this for a whole bunch of reasons, and I think that this is a very positive thing moving forward, especially if you're just looking at cryptocurrencies, not necessarily fiat. The other thing I really like about this is it puts a lot of control in the hands of the consumer. So let's say that you're using the blockchain technology for a specific project for your specific business, whether you're in the aviation business or the car business or the law business or the film business or whatever it is. There are ways that the actual stakeholder can go and customize their chain through different permissions, because that's really exciting because it puts the power into the hands of the consumer, which is what we all want, is to sort of have our own autonomy, and that's a lot of the reason we all love cryptocurrency. That being said, not just the white paper, but a few other things I've read about this currency. They are in a lot of talks with governments, so where that's going to end up, I don't know. But this may have, maybe one of those ones that ends up being quite regulated quite quickly. And that's going to happen to more and more cryptos, guys and gals, as this becomes more ubiquitous and as people are using it across the globe. The government intervention is just, that's what's going to happen. There's just no way around it. The governments and their central banking system are not going to relinquish their power, at least not easily. So, yeah, there will be more and more currencies that are going to do partnerships with them. That being said, it doesn't mean the technology is bad or evil. We just have to keep an eye on this one. Great gains today. Let's see what it does in the next few days. Check out the white paper. It's only about 23 pages, I think. But this is definitely one to keep an eye on for the future. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Great to chat with you all. Always love being here at the BitCash crew. Richie will be back with you tomorrow, and I will see you all on Sunday for EDP's Forex Reviews, episode number 2. Get us on the Facebook, the Twitter, subscribe, hit the notifications button. Love to you all. Have a lovely Thursday. I will see you soon. Cheers.